Nipsey Hussle, he was a entrepreneur too, and he got killed by his own people. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about Nipsey Hussle movement, man? Grinding on my life. Grinding on my life.
I really feel like Nipsey Hussle was what America feared, because you got to look at the dynamics of what he was and what he stood for. See, he was an individual that came from the gutter, the bottom, right, the mud. Streets. So it's like to have that mentality and that way of life in you, and still be able to administer that energy when needed, and then be able to go into a corporate scene and execute and say XYZ. This is how this about to go, making chess moves. That's impeccable, because it's like, you gotta think about it. Not the average person coming from that situation is going to do that. That's not something that you see that's standardized. What they're gonna go for is what's continuously putting them down, and that's why the system is made.
Though, do you think, like, okay, he was with the Rolling 60s before he became a rapper or whatever, worked his way up, met Snoop or whatever. But do you think that gang life, especially on the West Coast, this is California, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that's always going to follow him, and that's why he ended up getting murdered in front of his own shop?
Just me on a spiritual tip, I would say that what we put out into this world is going to unfortunately come back.
Right.
But the way that we live this life and how we display ourselves in our last moments, that kind of helps with, I feel like, the transcending process of where you essentially go. Like when it talks about the whole heaven and hell concept. Because, technically, if you want to be real, like they said that the earth is the devil's playground. So, technically, we're kind of already in hell. We're trying to escape that through, vibrating higher, having our mind more focused on positive things, doing more positive activities, being around more positive people, breaking negative chains, generational cycles that were passed down generation that no longer need to be used and no longer serve us, getting away from that. Like
religion?
Like, okay, so when I talk about spirituality and I talk about religion, I feel like, this is just my opinion, people could take it as they feel, but I feel like in a sense, religion is condemning because it puts you in a box. Spirituality is allowing you to take everything that you've endured and using it as wisdom to go more down this path. Hoping to get to a point of transcending to being at a higher state of understanding and awareness. Because when we start off as babies, I feel like we're going through a cycle of trying to remember, trying to refocus, trying to regroup. That's why these different scenarios are in front of us, dealing from, society, our parents, these all impact us. And then at some point, if we're trying, just like a hot air balloon, you're trying to go up, you got to drop what? Shit off. So we got to break down all those things that we acquired along that time of parents and society to get to that point of transcending and going up.
Well, look, man, I think the religion was a setup, man, because they brought us over here as slavery, right? They gave them Christianity and said, if you serve this God, you will go to heaven. But why would a person who enslaved you teach you how to get to heaven and you just put me through hell? You beat and tortured me, so why would you give me the answer to get to heaven? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel that the churches is all out for money, man. The TD Jakes, the Joe Austins, the Creflo Dollars, all of them cats are out for money. They are the fucking devil. I don't believe shit they say. You know what I'm saying? Because look at what they're doing now. Scandalous, man. Being caught up with other men and stealing money and allegedly being at freak-offs. But I'm supposed to follow this? You know what I'm saying? And y'all are preaching a white man. You know what I'm saying? That's who y'all preaching to. That's what y'all preaching about. You know what I'm saying? They'll never tell you the truth.
And just to piggyback off of that, which that was definitely a mouthful there, because it is a lot of things going on. If you paying attention to what's going on in the media, a lot of things are being revealed. So my take on that is that with the whole religious setup and how everything's put into position, I feel like where they fail to teach people is every piece. They'll tell you a piece, but they're not gonna tell you.
They're not gonna tell you the truth.
They'll throw out one piece, but technically, in order to understand that one piece, you gotta understand these other pieces over here. But that's not talked about. This section right here that should be talked about to understand this.
They can't talk about that section because of the 401c, whatever it's called. They are not supposed to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? They only can say, a certain amount of things, but they never will tell you the real truth.
And right there, what you just said, that's why I feel religion is being challenged so much, especially now.
Right.
Now that we're in the information era, information is in front of you. So as you acquire information, you have a choice to choose how you go. But you gotta think about it like this. If everyone wants to talk about the government, right, and they want to say corruption, or, oh, they're helping us, corruption, oh, they're helping us, you can't really stand on the side because someone's playing divide and conquer in between all of this, okay? So with understanding that, look at the things that are tied to it. So if you have to be, in order to be a church entity, you have to be tied to the government in some sense. Right. That means they have jurisdiction over how you do things.
Right.
So with that being said, if there's corruption possibly in the building and you have say so over these certain entities that influence the world, then it's like, at what point in time is something not implemented into it that may be questionable?
Right. But they don't want, that's what made me leave the Christian church, because they couldn't answer my questions when they wanted to have Bible study. You know what I'm saying? They never could tell us, oh, we the true Hebrewites. They never wanted to talk about that. You know, they always deflect the question and get you back to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And some people, oh, that's not his name. That was a made-up character. You know what I'm saying? They made that shit up to control you. That's like they made Santa Claus up in the Tooth Fairy. Like, they make these characters up and make you believe in that bullshit, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's
propaganda.
That's how they got us from the beginning, propaganda. And that's to control you, and that's why you go to school, and that's why you go to college and you get a job. They don't tell you to start a business and start a pop-up shop. No, they would never tell you that.
If they told you, if they told us that, then people would be smarter than what they are, and then all of this shit going on wouldn't matter, because the smart people gonna say, why, if we've been given this ability to thrive and go as individuals on this planet in this place, why are you letting other people tell you what to do like you don't have ownership of this?
And you waste your time in school learning trigonometry. Why am I learning this instead of learning how to do taxes, get a mortgage loan, how to set up a bank, what is interest, what is a credit card? I got a credit card at
life
18.
Insurance.
Like, they ain't gonna tell you none of that. Like, damn, I'm growing up, I got insurance? Insurance on me? Insurance on the car? On the house? You know what I'm saying? They ain't telling you that you gotta do none of that. They wanna keep you caught up in some bullshit that don't make no sense all day long in school, when you could just be learning how to do a technical job or something that's gonna make you some real money, not to be a slave. You know what I'm saying? They setting you up to be a slave. That's all it is to do. But when we break away, oh, we gotta cancel him. He learning too much. He talking too much. He rapping too good about positive stuff. We gotta stop that. You know?
Yeah. And that's gonna be a continuous thing, because I mean, we gotta look at it for this. I don't know if people read the book, The 48 Laws of Power, but if you understand and read that, then you'll understand society, you know, on a different level, and understand the pieces of manipulation that are put into play. This shit is chess, not checkers. So if you read that book, you'll understand that each piece of information is a piece on the chessboard. And how you utilize it will get you what you want.
Right.
If you got the brain to be able to utilize that and break it down and put it in perspective.
That power. Because how they broke that book down is like the steps, man. Never outshine the master. And you know what I'm saying? Play dumb when you smarter than what you really are. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was dropping so many jewels.
Yeah.
And I see where 50 Cent got that from. That's why his show is called Power. Because I seen in the interview, he said he read that book. He met the dude who wrote the book. You know what I'm saying? And he followed those rules, and you see how successful he is. He followed every last rule. Like, completely destroy your enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. If you gonna make a move on a motherfucker, you gotta take them up out of this. Because they coming back. Revenge is a motherfucker. You give a motherfucker a chance to have revenge. You ever seen every cartoon where a motherfucker dueled, and then the motherfucker had a chance to get revenge? They came back diabolically. They wasn't for no games. They sent shots, they sent every shot. There wasn't nothing left. They made sure that every shot went in the direction of the target.
Right. You know? But yeah, man. This shit is crazy, B. But who would be your favorite smoke rappers? You know, give me like 3 of them.
Okay, so I would say, I mean, of course, Snoop Dogg. I I would definitely
shout out
say
to Snoop, because he just was here in Grand Rapids, man. He had a great show. I put him higher up on my list of rappers after that show in the Van Andel. He killed it, man. Like, I forgot Snoop had so many hits. Like, Snoop got some hits, and that boy can smoke. I don't think nobody can outsmoke him, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'll try to give Snoop a run for his money. I'll be putting them bitches like chain smoke.
I don't know. Snoop Dogg.
I try to get Uncle Snoop a run for his money. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, Smokers Daily. Look, I did not make this for no reason. Smokers Daily. This low key. I'm calling them out. Once you see the video, I'm calling them out. But yeah, I say Snoop. I also like Wiz. My first time hearing Wiz Khalifa, I was in the.
He came here too.
I was in the 10th. I want to say the 10th. That was like 2010.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. That's when that.
So it's like during that time, it's like, you know, kind of getting introduced to, you know, cannabis and whatnot. So it's like, you know,
well, it was him and Snoop was smoking.
Yeah,
like they, Young and Free, the Young and Free song, and they did the movie, and like they stay high together. They came here together. They was high. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, yeah, that's a good one too. I like Wiz.
Yeah.
And his music is underrated.
Agreed.
Yeah, his music is especially when he first came out, them first 3 hits. Like now, okay, nobody really checking for him. He doing his old songs, them cool. But them first 2 Jones, yeah.
You know, I feel like what I like about hip hop is that you can be an influential person that can take this to be like a longevity piece, or you can get in where you fit in, make your noise while you're there, and then take however you branded yourself and turn it into a niche. So it's like, I mean, essentially, yeah, I feel like Wiz, he can go out and, you know, throw more music out, or he got the option to monetize his life, because he built his life.
Well, that's what he did. Like, the movie was all about cannabis, you know what I'm saying? That high school movie he did with Snoop, you know?
Yeah.
So, that was his lane, you know, the smoker's lane, you know, the potheads.
Facts.
You know, he had that market because, you know, before that it was probably like Red and Meth.
Yeah.
You know, and then a little bit before that Cypress Hill, but really Red and Meth was really talking about weed all the time. They had the movie How High. And
I would say those would be the next one. You said throw the artists. I'd probably go in that direction, just because when you talk about influential, like, oh, weed, and that's like what you were just saying, like when you mention weed and think of an artist, okay, boom, who would you think of?
Yeah.
You kind of, it's like some people are just branded, like, oh, when you think of weed, oh, exactly. Like if you say cannabis and then you instantly think of, oh, who would be a good person? Snoop.
Yeah.
People always talking about Snoop when they're talking about weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll definitely go in that direction. And yeah, I mean, it's dope, honestly, where like when you even think about weed in that sense, to know that okay, it was not legal at a point in time, and then to still have that branding behind you, and then now an era where it's legal and become more legal in more places, like it's a gold mine. Yeah,
I don't understand why all the states don't legalize it. Like, that's crazy. These states do, but you don't. Like, all of y'all might as well say yes, because you can't stop it anyway.
You know what it is?
They want to keep people locked up off of it. That's what it is.
That, and I look at the government in this sense. I look at it like the and excuse my French, the pimp and hoe dynamic.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna never let all the hoes get what they want. You can't do that. That's not how this works. I don't understand. Like, they're gonna make money off it regardless. But they gotta keep people in place mentally. Until they figure out exactly how they want to implement the next move into society that creates hysteria amongst the people as a control mechanism, they're gonna just keep letting it be what it is, you know, until they make the next big move. Because this is the thing. It has to be able to be implemented into the system to make a move for the next move. Like for example, when we get information and we see things, I feel like honestly it's late. We're getting this shit kind of late, because you gotta think about it. They've been positioning for generations, centuries. They said they 20 years ahead of everybody else. So we're late. You gotta think about it. When we getting shit, mass media, we're late kinda. Cause when the fuck was this supposed to be put out? They use The Simpsons as an example, alright? So they say, oh, this Simpsons episode shows something that's just now come. No, it's social programming.
It's already planned, especially The Simpsons. They already
social programming.
They had an episode where Donald Trump was the president going down the escalator.
How the fuck you know that? Come on, dude.
In real life, it really happened.
Come on, man.
Like, cause it's all already planned by the government.
Social programming, man. Come on, psychological play. As long as and back to the pimp and hoe method. As long as the motherfucker own this, you're not going anywhere. Where were you going again? Oh no, you'll be back. Why? Because whenever hysteria comes, you look at who for the savior? The government. As long as I can throw hysteria, oh look at there, fire. But I say I got the fire extinguishers. Y'all can come to me. Every time. So you gotta look at the psychological play and how everything's positioned. If you keep, fire, hysteria, fuck. But then you don't think about who created the fire. You gotta think about it. Underplay for the overplay.
Right.
People don't think like that though.
Man. All right, man. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all stream Alpha King 3 Ride Music on all platforms: Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music,
Check it
Amazon
out.
Music, all the streaming sites, man. That shit is fire, man. Hey, what, Reek, you got any shout outs?
I want to give a shout out to. I gave a couple shout outs on the first part. Shoot, the next part I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out to you. Shout out for being the DJ for the pop-up shop. This is gonna be the first pop-up. So, I'm like, who can I go to dig in the bag and blow out DJ Blaze. Now we on the episode. Hip hop community. We in here. Shout out to the hip hop community.
Shout out to the True Hip Hop group too.
And at some point, I'm gonna be dropping some music. I'm gonna just tell y'all that. I said I'm starting on with the podcast.
I had a sneak peek, man. That shit is fire.
Yeah, I let DJ Blaze hear something, ready. So I'm gonna have some stuff coming out to y'all.
I better be ready.
Sometime soon in the near future. We'll just put it out like that. Sometime soon in the near future.
Shout out to Gunroo, Michigan, man. Subscribe
Gunroo.
to the channel. We out of here. One love. Peace.
Peace.